Allora, prova a sa, seri, su, mamma. Ok ragazzi, bentornati sul mio canale, bentornati su, dovrebbe essere la quinta puntata, il quinto video di trasmissione di Vampyr o Vampyr. In salute lo credo perché abbiamo praticamente usato tutto. A proposito di usato, ci manca per il mal di testa, la nevralgia, ovvero questo, non lo abbiamo. O lo compriamo.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Raccolta, ok. Vediamo di raccogliere alcuni oggetti che a volte si rigenerano, non è questo il caso, vabbè. Oggetti vari non ci sono. No.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please, please. I have something important to tell you.
Una cosa importante.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
Well, this is very interesting. Did you find something else?
I have a few leads, but nothing I can share for now. I need more time and more evidence.
I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on the matter.
There's a lot we're not seeing, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Beh, mi dica subito la brutta notizia.
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Una preghiera per Mary. Sapevo che venire alla cerimonia era una cattiva idea. Mia madre era lì, accompagnata dal nostro maggiordomo di famiglia, Avery Cork, Vederli entrambi straziati dal dolore di fronte alla bara di Mary è stata una sofferenza insopportabile. Che cosa sono diventato? Sarò lì anche quando arriverà il momento per mia madre di andarsene? Parlerò mai di nuovo con lei? Sono distrutto da senso di colpa. Anche Lady Ashbury era lì. Sembrava sapere cosa io stia vivendo. Credo che debba confessare ciò che ho fatto. Crede che debba confessare ciò che ho fatto, se voglio sopravvivere al dolore. Mi ha invitato ad andare alla chiesa di St. Mary e confessare. Non sono mai stato un uomo religioso, ma se potessi aiutarmi a superare la sofferenza sono pronto a seguire il consiglio di lei. Ma confessare cosa? Che ho ucciso io lei? Cioè, non ho capito. Wow, ti mette di fronte a delle scelte molto difficili.
Talk to you. Please do so.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game. She's lucky Lady Ashbury abhors violence.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Trewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention. But they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous, not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
We'll talk later.
Ok. Mal di testa, ma ce lo compro. Per comprarlo.
I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Vabbè, vediamo se ce l'ha lui, dai.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Good evening.
Please show me what...
Of course.
Nemmeno lui. Ma allora... Vabbè, allora niente. Ok.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Recluta. Non riesco. Mortanna. Ok. Ok. Ok, siamo qui. Diciamo che siamo però dall'altra parte, in realtà noi dobbiamo andare... Ma ci stiamo allontanando. Stiamo andando tutta un'altra zona. Quindi... semmai andiamo lì.
Best stay back, sir. Speak English, do ya?
Sbaglio, sento voci di bambino. Quello è un lanciafiamme. Dai, 4, 3, 2, 1 e userò quello.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Ok. Chi è questa tizia?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Una cripta e vie del sangue. Come mai?
It's locked.
Ma che strano.
Shouldn't you go back home, where you'll be safe?
Maybe later. But for now, I need to talk to my husband at the cemetery, Mr. Reed.
Ma che strano. Va bene, mi puzza un po'. Sono un sacco di scatter,
I have this.
cioè vampiri di basso rango che hanno ucciso tra l'altro una. Beh, liberiamo un attimo la zona. Ehi. Ok. Ne abbiamo fatti fuori, Ok. Beh, abbiamo quasi ripulito tutta la zona. Cosa abbiamo trovato qui? I simboli sacri e l'oricalco. Se mai affronterete un vampiro, ricordate che temono i simboli sacri, se siete persone di fede, ovviamente. Quindi altrimenti no. Una croce, una stella di David, ma persino un ramo d'ulivo permettono di allontanare queste creature infernali. Tuttavia così non li ferirete. Se desiderate davvero far loro del male, esiste l'unica soluzione: dimenticate i paletti di legno e i proiettili d'argento e procuratevi un'arma ancora più efficace, l'oricalco. Pensate che sia una coincidenza che l'oricalco fosse così diffuso ad Atlantide, come narrano i testi antichi e le leggende? Atlantide era infestata dai vampiri e ora è nota come il nome di Santorini. Ah, di nuovo, ecco, qui abbiamo un collegamento. Darò personalmente 10.000 sterline alla persona che mi porterà del vero oricalco. Cos'è l'oricalco? Adesso vediamo un po'. In metallurgia l'oricalco è un particolare tipo di ottone, molto utilizzato in numismatica. Si tratta di una lega col 90% di rame e il 10% di zinco. Rame. Quindi, vabbè, qua hanno un po' variato la cosa. Invece dell'argento il rame, ma secondo me anche l'argento. L'argento e il rame, insomma, vabbè, sono puri. Metalli che ossidano, purificano in realtà. Fanno addirittura bene a noi viventi, disinfettano, insomma. L'oricalco sarebbe quindi praticamente rame o qualsiasi lega fatta di rame, quindi anche l'ottone.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
Un attimo. Ehi là, ciao Frucchia. No. Devo ucciderli. In realtà li ho già uccisi parecchi, adesso mi mangio questo topo e devo andare al funerale di praticamente della sorella, però senza essere visto, perché dato che siamo vampiri, vedi, aspetta, Noi siamo lui. Jonathan Reed.
I am the resurrection and the life.
Eh sì, è Frucchia,
He that
mangiate dei
believeth in
topi.
me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Povera.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary,
La sorella.
what have I done?
Quando lui è rinato come vampiro non ha capito che era la sorella e l'ha uccisa. Ma non voleva uccidere ovviamente sua sorella, non era in sé.
This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Effettivamente era l'incarnazione. Mi sento un ipocrita.
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too
Molto
have
bello.
endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be
this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Sì, Fucchia, grazie. No, è molto bello, molto. Fa vedere, molto romantico, ovviamente molto drammatico, romantico. Ciao Fucchia, grazie. Ok. Allora. Ora dobbiamo quindi raggiungi la chiesa. Raggiungiamo la chiesa. Cos'è stato? Aspetta. No. Quelle tracce di sangue. Tanto dobbiamo andare di là.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Un nascondiglio. Ok, allora qui possiamo salvare. Quindi salvare potremmo anche creare qualcosa.
un attimo solo, ragazzi. Allora, prova sa. Ruru mamma. Ok. Quindi, qua sono tutti stanchi. Stanco. Anemia. Anemia. Stanchezza. Neuralgia che non ho. Polmonite. C'è qualcuno che ha bisogno di me. Aspetta un po' che... Qua abbiamo uno... Ok, possiamo prendere... 1 2 farmabronchite e per la polmonite siamo un po' messi male. C'è qualcuno che ha bisogno di noi. Corriamo.
It's locked.
E come facciamo? Andare di là? Oh, cacchius. Bel problema. Non possiamo. A meno che non giriamo di qua. Aspetta, una formula strana.
I have this thirst for blood.
Problema, non possiamo più andare di là. A meno che... No, non c'è più modo. Beh, allora si arrangia. Guarda che pazzesco, come faccio ad andare dall'altra parte?
It's locked, all right.
E come faccio?
I cannot enter.
Non posso passare di là. Questo è un problema. Un grosso problema. Lasciamo perdere. Non c'è modo. Ok, vieni, vieni.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right. I shan't insist.
Leggiamo questo, una formula strana. Ah, ecco.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Cazzo è questo enorme
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by
enorme.
them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
È un vampiro.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Non si ignori. Una cosa, ma se io invece dell'ascia metto... ah, non c'è. Sento dei rumori.
This is despicable.
Forse mi trovo meglio con quelle armi, con l'arma forte, sapete? Sì, decisamente mi trovo meglio. Ma io mi sa che lo ammazzerò.
I have this thirst for blood.
Diciamo che ce la caviamo molto meglio rispetto a prima. Cos'era i dettagli? Boh, non so, ho preso qualcosa ma non ho capito che cosa ha preso. Sciarpa di lana. Calda e bellissima con un motivo tradizionale. Di qui è un vicolo cieco, pare di capire.
Not a good place. It ain't human. Kill it.
Ok. Siamo molto più forti, all'inizio facevo un po' più di fatica, adesso potenziandoci. Proviamo a tornare prima su. buonanotte, ti uccido col potere.
This man stunned me with his crucifix. This is not good news.
Vediamo se magari con la sciarpa.
Morning, sir. It's me again. Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
Nulla, eh?
All right.
Va bene. Sento dei bambini piangere.
Hello again, miss. Tell me, Camellia, how are things now the dispensary is closed?
Ma secondo me
Very well.
è muta. Polmonite ce l'ho la cura.
Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane?
Not at all, sir.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something.
I understand your appetite for words.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health, but I appreciate your concern, sir.
Did you know the mute
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Beh.
I'll leave you alone.
Stanchezza.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I...
Do you need a...
That would be nice of...
If you persist...
Thank you, sir.
Have you any news of...
It appears the dispensary is now a major source of contagion in Whitechapel. Someone should do something about it. But no one cares.
Goodbye, Mr. Duff. Good evening, Christian.
Change your...
Ooh.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper? I am shocked.
Forgive my suspicion.
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Ah, ma pure pagato.
What do you know about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
2 girls I know went to the dispensary yesterday. Nobody has seen them since. I worry about them, in case bad things happen.
Goodbye, Miss. Good evening.
His father.
Have you recently...
If you propagate the devil's work, you'll perish by the devil's...
What do you mean?
Also,
Quite a judge...
Well, you are seeking us.
I am. Have you any friends?
No.
Don't you fear?
Faith gives me all I need, my son. If I must fall...
No doubt your faith will prevail.
Blessed be your generosity, my son.
I have had enough.
Vabbè, ora andiamo.
Would you like me to revive you?
Who am I supposed to interview?
Ma se vado di qua lo riesco a salvare. No, è troppo, è distantissimo.
Pay me a bottle and I'll...
Vabbè.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know. May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed. I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chaplain. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
Sì, diciamo.
Heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Effettivamente la colpa principale è proprio di colui che mi ha ridato la vita, perché noi non sapevamo cosa stavamo facendo. Se vogliamo essere proprio precisi, penso di aver detto le cose più...
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Dio sa già. In ogni caso. Allora, ora io vorrei salvare quella povera altra vedova. Devo trovare il modo.
Not a safe place right now, sir. See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Se riuscissi a prenderlo. Se salvassi, quella morirebbe? Domanda. Ah no, aspetta un po', fammi potenziare qualche arma. No. Ah no, aspetta un attimo.
Remember you.
Chi diavolo è?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
La mia creatura.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the Lamb. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
Allora sì, meno criptico.
Is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Nella mia mente.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ora è accessibile. Andiamo a salvare la donna.
Are you all right, Miss?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Xiao Shun, che quindi molto probabilmente è un'asiatica, quindi penso o cinese o giapponese, ma penso più cinese, non riesce a trovare la forza di abbandonare la tomba del marito. Arrivo subito, ragazzi. Ok. Arrivo, prendo qualcosa da sgranocchiare. Ok. Un attimo. Eccomi. Allora, dicevamo. Cosa prendiamo? Ho preso un po' di grissini. Quindi
Tell me how your husband died, Xiao.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Sadness can be a terrible trap. It can entangle you and weaken your heart if you let it control your thoughts.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually, you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
Ah. Lei non è morta, mi scusi se...
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Esatto.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I heard that she used to help the refugees, but unfortunately you don't see her around anymore.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Doctor.
Sono contento di essere riuscito.
Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Ok.
Have you recent news?
I heard.
Goodbye for now.
Matthew, the world has gone completely mad. Maybe I'll see.
You should go.
I think you're...
Thank you.
Maybe I'll see...
Goodbye.
You know you can trust me. Why have you not spoken to me?
Ok. Ora che sono più tranquillo, potrei salvare. Pietra tombale. Qui giacciono i resti di Clay Cox. Ma io c'ho un anello. Un attimo ragazzi che ho caldo. Mi ero messo la maglia ma ahimè fa caldo qui. Secondo. Ok, ci sono. Noi abbiamo l'anello. Se non erro abbiamo l'anello.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Era un prete? Un attimo solo. Oh Harry, bonsoir. Ti sta per soffiare? No, va bene, va bene. Tra l'altro c'ho anche il supporto di ventole, non so non so come si chiama, insomma è un supporto che puoi mettere in più che ti raffredda, aumenta il raffreddamento alle ventole, lo facilita. Tutto bene tu? Mi sta piacendo e questa volta sto diventando anche un po' più fortarello perché ovviamente mi sono potenziato e sto prendendo anche un po' la mano. Diciamo che se il dialogo era in italiano mi evitava di leggere veloce le cose e quindi di incrociare gli occhi, a faticarli. Bene, bene, sono contento. Allora, dove cavolo? Ok. qui ho un nascondiglio top, e quindi vabbè, che io praticamente non uso mai i proiettili, figurati, non ne avrò ne consumato nemmeno uno. Buono. Io ho aspettato delle notizie da un colloquio, ma nulla.
It's locked, all right.
Speriamo in bene un po' per tutti, anch'io sono in cerca, ovviamente. Certo che appunto il panettiere si ti occupa la sera, fino alle 5 o alle 6 se non sbaglio. Lì bisognerebbe vedere poi quando ci avrai sicuramente, mi hai detto il sabato. Sabato il problema è che poi nel weekend appunto tipo io non ci sono. È un casino. Però purtroppo uno certo deve prima mettere da parte il lavoro e poi si vede il resto. Comunque è un orario pazzesco. Per qualsiasi lavoro è un orario un po' troppo assurdo, però capisco. Capisco bene quando una cosa, cioè uno non può fare diversamente, fa quello che può. Sì, praticamente sì, solo che c'è una bella differenza tra giocare e lavorare, c'è una bella differenza. E in più appunto giocare lo fai una volta, 2 alla settimana, non tutte le sere, ecco. Beh, almeno quello. Beh sì, comunque non è come lavorare ovviamente in una fabbrica, penso, cioè voglio dire, adesso non so cosa dovrei fare, come sarà la routine, però se ti ha detto così. Beh dai, sì, insomma ti passi il tempo in qualche modo, vabbè dai, almeno quello, almeno una cosa buona, ci sta. E quasi quasi salgo di vita con Berreb. Mettere un po' più di vita, ma sì, dai. E mo ne ho 400. Vabbè, non è ancora nulla di sicuro, però certo uno, come si dice, almeno anch'io sono così, sono sempre stato un po' lungimirante, quindi ho sempre messo un po' le mani avanti, quindi ci sta. Vedremo, dai, vedrai come andrà. Ovviamente ti auguro che ti prendano, perché comunque è importante il lavoro, c'è niente da fare. Speriamo, e poi magari, chi lo sa, magari tra un impasto e l'altro puoi portarti il PC, che ne sai, o il telefonino, e fai la giocata insieme al tuo, adesso non so se sei da solo o se sei con qualcuno. Comunque sì, dai, poi si vedrà come si evolve la situazione. Boh, aspetta, mica è morto qualcuno? Ok. Qua c'è qualcuno. Poi per di più è fisso. No, in quel caso no. Allora, raffreddore, nevralgia. Mi sono accorto poi dopo che bisognava curarli, lo sapete? Vabbè, non è morto nessuno fortunatamente per il momento. Ho fatto dei casini forse. Ad esempio, appunto, ho ucciso Dorothy Crane nel senso gli ho fatto dominazione, gli ho fatto cancellare tutta la memoria, ma lì devo aver sbagliato, avrei dovuto giocarmela diversamente. In più il tizio è morto, non so se sarebbe dovuto andare così, ma non sono riuscito a salvarlo. Insomma, me la sono un po' gestita un po' di fretta e furia, preso un po' dal panico di dover curare quello lì. Io medico non sono, non sapevo manco che cosa dovevo fare. Anemia, sepsi, ok. Ma tra l'altro la sepsi non è una specie di... insomma, una cosa grave, se non sbaglio. Non è asetticemia. Non lo so, non so se è la setticemia, per sepsi, vabbè, guardo un attimo, ah no, ce l'ho spenta. Vabbè, non importa, in ogni caso dei medicinali ce li ho. Va bene, comunque. Allora, quindi... disfunzione di un organo, diciamo che non è proprio una cosa buona. Non è come un raffreddore, un mal di testa, un'nevralgia. Beh, oddio, la nevralgia può essere molto fastidiosa. Ah sì, può essere, quindi è come la setticemia. Magari è uno stadio prima della setticemia. Che... un attimo che devo essere un... Amo le armi pesanti, tra l'altro. Bene, ho sprecato tutto. Okay. Va bene. Beh, contare che all'inizio, adesso questi due sono solo due. Non ho beccato quello lanciafiamme, ma li ho già beccati, quello con lanciafiamme, quello più grosso, una specie di guanto scudo. All'inizio però ho cristonato, poi dopo anche i licantropi, poi con questo superpotere, quello con L2, con i due L2, LC, sì, buonanotte, L2 R2 è una figata. Allora... quindi
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Per un attimo pensavo di aver sentito tipo quello? Un altro. Ma sì, stop a te. Ma con la mazza è una figata. Ok. Ti ringrazio, Henry. Grazie. Cos'è che per un te mi guardo qualcosa di grande? Mi fa piacere, grazie che sei venuto a trovarmi. Buona serie TV. Io stavo cercando di seguire su Sky The Walking Dead perché non l'ho mai visto tutto. L'hanno tolto. Noi in casa abbiamo Sky. Sì, potrei guardarlo comunque lo stavo guardando con mio padre, che mio padre voleva guardarselo. E siccome è uscita la 10ª puntata, la 10ª stagione, non so se magari si aspettano che uno prima guardi la 10ª stagione e poi rimettono. Boh. Infinity, ma non ce l'ho. Noi in casa abbiamo solo, è buono comunque, almeno noi ci troviamo bene, abbiamo Sky, e quindi pagando quello ovviamente non andiamo a prendere altro. Ho Amazon Prime io, forse se c'è su Amazon Prime potrei andarlo a guardare lì, o comunque sia su Weezy, non so se lo conosci, insomma va a prendere tramite streaming la serie TV, insomma, però la guarderei solo io. Preferirei guardarla con mio padre su Sky, ma devo capire come mai l'hanno tolto e se lo rimetteranno a breve. Comunque dai, non voglio farti perdere ulteriormente tempo, non so cosa guardi, poi semmai mi scrivi via messaggio. Adesso ce l'ho spento sotto carica. Buona serata, Henry. Grazie per essere passato. Oh cazzo. E qui sono già un po' tanti. Aspetta. No, io non sono qui. Ti sbagli. A parte che potrei passare inosservato. E quasi quasi lo faccio. Però prima devo capire dove devo andare. Aspetta. Sì. Ok. Passerò inosservato che è meglio. A parte che siamo abbastanza forti, però non voglio rischiare. Ok. Però menarli non era male, Secondo me ce la facciamo, più che altro sono avido di sangue, voglio arricchire l'esperienza. Non posso dire, vabbè. Secondo me ce la faccio, dai. Io prendiamo sangue. Sì, ce la facciamo, sono tutti piccolini. Un attimo, così tolgo solo... ok. No, ho sbagliato. Ok. Eccoci qua. Se ti prendo, compa. Ok, alla fine ce l'ho fatta. Minchia, fatti fuori tutti, eh?
It's locked.
Aspetta, mal di testa, ma c'ho...
Good evening, Miss Howard. Do you require my...
My condition cannot be understood by you.
Well, until the day science finally admits failure, please accept this contribution.
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
Vabbè.
I'll leave you.
Che diavolo è successo qui? Ma che cavolo?
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the guard.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
In realtà è sporco il pavimento.
By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Un secondo, che ho un po' di famozza e quindi voglio sgranocchiare un altro di questi.
This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Sì, ma cos'è accaduto?
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of
Infatti
vampire
mancava.
activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Il santo addolorato dell'Est End. Ho interrotto una discussione nell'ufficio di Edgar News. Dopo essere ritornato dal funerale di mia sorella, lì c'era un uomo, Geoffrey McCullum, il capo della guardia di Prewen. Sono quelli che meno io, di solito. Non metto sospetto che ci siano dei vampiri, però mi ha riconosciuto subito per quello che sono veramente, un vampiro, ma non era qui per me. L'uomo che ho salvato all'appetito di William Bishop si è trasformato in uno scal ed è scappato all'ospedale dopo aver ucciso un altro paziente, in quanto attuale direttore di dotazione dei temi della sanità del suo ospedale, dal momento che non sono che sono io colui che... ok. Protegge qualsiasi mortale che incroci il cammino di andare verso il porto. Al porto, ok.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Beh, io direi di possiamo risolverla ora e poi stacchiamo, perché non vorrei che adesso salvando
What on earth happened here? Good evening, Mr.
Evening.
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Goodbye for now.
Disgust on every street corner.
Good evening, Miss Howard. How are
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear anything?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
But the suffering continues.
Good evening, Nurse Brennan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Goodbye, nurse.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. But there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
La scala non è quella roba enorme.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they asked.
Ok, lei fa da eutanasia, non decide lei.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Giustamente.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to...
Ok.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell? And did you...
No.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed.
Can you tell me anything?
It's a tragedy, pure and simple.
Do you think I should not have brought Mr. Hammond?
It's not your fault. You rescued that poor soul. It was the Christians...
Ok, nulla di...
Goodbye, Doctor.
Ah, tra l'altro...
I'm quite busy.
What can you tell me about the...
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we're all trying to make a difference.
What can you tell me?
Nothing.
So you don't...
We all...
Thank you. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
Please.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her, but...
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Dottoressa Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about...
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked?
Goodbye, Mrs. Gold. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
What can you tell me?
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
I have to go now, sir.
I'm quite busy right now, Doctor.
Thank you for your time.
Good evening, Doctor.
Can you tell me any...
Oh, goodness me. This whole story is such a shame, sir. I have no idea how it happened.
What are you talking about?
Poor Miss Jones. Her body is missing. Someone stole it.
L'ha rubato?
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning. And now it's gone.
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reed.
Questa è bella. Non c'è il corpo.
Please show me one.
Of course.
Ci serve questa codina comunque. Aspetta, abbiamo 364 momento.
It's locked.
Dov'è il tizio?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
What can you tell me?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room. And Mr. Hampton's gone missing. She put the pieces together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Che merda è sua. Sua è proprio una merda. Appena potrò... Aspetta, abbiamo sbloccato tutto? Sì. Potrei pure ammazzarlo sto qua.
Wise choice, Dr.
Fatemi prendere, ecco, ok, glielo prendo. Perfetto, poi prendo un po' di questo. Non posso più, non posso più. Ok. Perfetto. Direi che abbiamo preso un po' tutto. Potrei pure ucciderlo. Sta proprio... mi sta sul sedere. Però chi porta poi i corpi? Guarda.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Interessante. Allora, Mortimer aveva intenzione di togliersi la vita. Per quale ragione?
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the...
Everybody's afraid. Death has always been a frequent visitor. But murder? How can we cope with that?
As a nurse at this hospital, it is your duty to deal with these things as best you can.
Yeah. Until it's my turn to have blood spread all over the walls. I entered the room first, Dr. Reed. I've seen what that monster did to the woman.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at the hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead. Or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
How can you be affected by the misery around you, and be so heartless at the same time? Which is the real you, Nurse Hawkins?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient, or when you grant him useless medication?
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Vergognoso.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Vergognoso. Non posso nemmeno corromperlo. Minchia, più di me.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
Your son wished to die, Beatrice. Why did you hide such crucial information?
Are you not aware suicide is a crime? Mortimer could be thrown in jail. I can't let that happen. I won't.
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswick. But don't you realize your silence significantly affects your son's case?
All my son needs is help and comprehension. Not judgment and punishment for what he may or may not have done.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here.
Vado a recuperarlo.
If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
Quindi abbiamo una chiave. Ok.
What can you tell me about the recent...
I had shouting coming.
I have to go now, sir.
Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mrs. Gold.
As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Allora. Allora, aspettate un secondo, quindi ho più cose da dover fare. Come si fa? Menu principale. In realtà, scusate, chiave Mortimer di Goswitch. Dov'è la Goswitch?
So many deaths. I will not let you down, my boy. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Over there! There's one of them vermin! This one's mine!
Bene.
head back if I were you, sir. Best run along. There's one of them! Watch yourself! A beast brothers!
Sono arrivato. Cara madre, quando troverai questa lettera non ci sarò più. Voglio che tu sappia che non sei tu la causa di questa. Lascio che questo mondo a causa del peso opprimente che l'esistenza mi ha imposto. Questi tempi sono troppo duri per me. Talvolta mi sembra che i versi scritti da Baudelaire non siano altro che un eco di ciò che prova il mio cuore. Quando il cielo basso e greve pesa come un coperchio sullo spirito che geme in preda ai lunghi affanni e versa, abbracciando l'intero giro dell'orizzonte. Un giorno nero più triste della notte, tanto bello quanto straziante, madre. Non riesco più a sopportarlo, non voglio che cerchi di persuadermi a non farlo, inoltre rimanderesti solo l'inevitabile, poiché lo farei e se per caso tu riuscissi a darmi per una volta. Addio.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
Ah no, aspetta.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Fertile il ventre della bestia. I vampiri creano la loro immonda progenie con il sangue, ma questo lo sappiamo tutti. Alcuni di noi hanno persino assistito al processo, ma cosa succede esattamente? È davvero l'unica maniera che hanno per procreare? Analizziamo le nostre conoscenze. Quando intende creare una progenie, un vampiro non morde, ma offre da bere il proprio sangue. Quasi sempre chi viene morso muore, ma alcune vittime sopravvivono e diventano a loro volta sanguisughe. Questo succede solo quando esse, in un modo o nell'altro, hanno assimilato il sangue del vampiro. Quindi non è il morso dal predatore, ma il suo sangue a infettare la vittima, che si trasforma se sopravvive ai patimenti della metamorfosi. Sembra che i vampiri possano procreare attraverso un rapporto, sì, si accoppiano per dare vita a un bambino. È raro che da un rapporto sessuale tra un vampiro e un umano nasca un bambino, ma alcuni ci provano. La gestazione di un vampiro dura solo poche settimane ed è estremamente dolorosa per la madre. Se la madre è mortale non può sopravvivere al parto. Il vampiro fuoriesce dal grembo facendo a pezzi le viscere. Mannaggia. Se la madre è una succhia sangue è probabile che sopravviva e si riprenda. Il vampiro appena nato cresce rapidamente e diventa adulto in pochi mesi. E basta. Però in realtà secondo me c'è ben altro. E come mai ha questo documento lui? In ogni caso non posso... Wow. Niente male. Che figata. Figata. Sì, dai. Niente male, questi poteri sono sono veramente... Guarda qualcuno? Ok, Cox. Nevralgia, ma dov'è lui? Non mi ricordo più dov'è. Forse era nelle tombe, nelle fogne.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Allora. questa cosa. Beh, praticamente ora siamo più che pericolosi. No, non l'ho preso. Vabbè. Non mi importa perché...
Get your weapons ready! We found one! We have
Oh, siamo potentissimi, ragazzi. Molto potenti. Cosa mi hanno buttato addosso? Ho un'idea. Le armi posso magari mettere... mettiamo questo. Che scala. Che scala, recuperiamo qualcosa che avessero. Meno male che non si parla solo perché... Oh. Sava l'anziano, sconfiggendo.
This is Braille.
Testo in
I need
braille.
someone who can read this.
Un testo illegibile scritto in alfabeto braille, solo il titolo in alfabeto latino cura la cecità. Scusate un secondo ragazzi. Arrivo, Arrivo. Eccomi. Quindi... ok, il latino. Ma fregato. Io devo essere... Ok. Beh, l'ho salvato.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, This part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Arri non hai idee, notizie del figlio, da quanto è Andrew? Vediamo di ritrovarlo.
Are you sure you'll be able...
Young man, I am perfectly...
Lettera insanguinata. Cara madre, qualsiasi cosa mi accada, ricorda sempre che tuo figlio ti vuole bene. So che non hai sempre provato come ho scelto di vivere la mia vita, ma non cambierò. Sono nato e cresciuto in questa parte della città e non riesco a sopportare cosa sta succedendo al mio quartiere, alle persone che conosco. Di recente ho preso una decisione tremenda. Ho deciso di ribellarmi contro la tirannia di pochi. So che reagiranno, ma sono pronto ad affrontare qualsiasi cosa mi accada. Per merito tuo ho sempre amato leggere. Ora che sto per agire, non posso che citare Etienne de Boetier. Ci sembrano grandi solo perché siamo in ginocchio. Non mi inginocchierò mai più. Ho l'intenzione di restare in piedi a qualsiasi cosa genere Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back.
Jack, non so che cosa sia. Figlio di è stato ucciso.
The case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Vabbè.
Are you sure you...
Young man.
Vabbè. Dove siamo? Ma sbaglio o qui ci siamo già stati?
I have this thirst for blood.
Sto andando dalla parte sbagliata.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency, then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor.
I don't know which kind of doctor.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Any chance you can help me?
The sad saint.
Actually...
Really? Well, go ask someone else then.
Goodbye, Mr.
Boh.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
Rufus, no, okay.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Stella Fishburne. Ah.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton. I'm looking for him.
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may be very sick.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the Turquoise Turtle. It's a pub not far from here. The barkeep knows everyone in these parts.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me.
A real doctor treats everyone.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir.
Do you know a man?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I don't think...
Thanks for the tip.
So long, Rufus. I cannot enter. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Ok, si può giocare.
It's locked.
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worry.
Prima li svaligio la casa, poi dopo ci... No, parliamoci.
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter, and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
So long. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Miss. This is a slaughterhouse.
E come mai?
It's locked.
Collana insanguinata da l'amata di mezza stella.
From Seymour to my
Ma
beloved mother's.
pensa un po'.
Della. Fishburne, that sneaky bastard.
Hai capito? Una visuale sporca di macchie di sangue e una piccola etichetta scritta a mano. Da Seymour per la mia amata madre Stella. Ma tu guarda.
It's locked, all right.
Tanto abbiamo scoperto qualcosa di veramente orribile.
Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
È un assassino recidivo.
As a man of science, I'd like to try to understand why you killed those people.
Why does there need to be a reason? They were just there. It happened. That's all.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
That right? Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens when it happens.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace. Stills the anger. For a time.
This rage you feel, have you ever been able to control it? Resist it?
I tried. For my mum. I tried for her. Telling the truth made me feel better. For a while.
Stella sembra essere in grado di contenere la curiosità.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust, someone who cares about you.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either. Keep your mouth shut tight. Especially about my mum.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the awful situation you've put her in?
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead? She seems so sad to know me sometimes.
I don't believe death is the appropriate sentence for murder. Not in a civilized society. But the last word has to remain with the law.
There is no law around here. No justice to be found. In these parts, revenge is the only answer.
Porca di quella bastarda.
Goodbye, Mr. Fish. Evening.
Evening, Mr.
So long, Rufus. Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in?
Of course. I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. What can I do for...
Stella, I know you are ashamed of your son's crimes. So why do you protect Seymour?
I can't report my own son, can I? Not a burden I could bear.
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't send my only son to his death.
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could. You're not responsible for what he became.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police, I will take my share.
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can hardly contain his rage.
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne. But there can be a monster within any of us.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor? Do you think something can extinguish this rage inside my Seymour?
Science has only just begun to investigate the mysteries of the human mind. Currently, we have more assumptions than fact.
There ain't no hope then. Somehow, somewhere, my son has turned into a monster, and nothing will bring him back.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his episodes.
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
more than I could stand. The words he used to describe his hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Why did he confess? Did you suspect something?
No. I guess he wanted his old mum to help him fight his demons.
Goodbye, Miss.
Vediamo se riusciamo a risolvere come al solito i problemi della gente.
Good evening, Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
Figurati.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Vabbè, ciao.
Evening,
Mr.
So long, Rufus.
Ma qui c'è un posto per sì.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth? Claws? Murders by night? Your sewer
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire. Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
If you're uncertain about your safety here, the docks might not be the right place for you.
I've got responsibilities. And it's not like I've got the money to move anywhere else anyway.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing...
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Beh.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
Io credete che c'è che sia stato ucciso.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Da questo profilo sembra Christian Blade, no, non mi ricordo come si chiama, Christian Blade, vabbè, un attore.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Ogni tanto sento pianti di bambini.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Da bambino Sean era stato molestato.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye.
Dovrei staccare, però finiamo di...
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Vabbè.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. Would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr.
So few clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Ora.
Good evening, Mr.
Doctor...
I'm looking for
The sad saint?
Really?
It's nothing.
Goodbye.
Oh.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gang.
Cos'è che ho trovato? Pagina strappata di un diario. Mio Dio. No, mio odio. Perché distolgo lo sguardo mentre deridono il mio colore. Mi odio perché piango come una bambina quando mi insultano. Mi odio perché impreco come... I clienti mi chiamano.
The epidemics, everyone's...
Sabrina nasconde i suoi veri sentimenti per il suo capo.
Throw in the blame.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke...
The Pembroke Hospital, you say?
I'm not here for charity.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
La sua vita.
What can you tell me?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be...
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can...
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard...
You sound like you're thinking of somebody...
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That's... that...
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor...
What can you tell me?
You can't trust...
Really?
Bastards, all of them.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
What can you tell me?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy, right?
If you're interested, I may...
I'm not interested.
Fair enough. Stay away from us, then.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel...
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of...
Bobby Digby, recentemente i Crocs hanno ucciso un uomo per vendetta.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I'm looking for Mr.
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged.
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the...
Can I see
Cosa
you?
As long
vende?
as you have money.
Beh. Non c'è più soldi. Va bene. Va bene, proviamo a potenziare qualcosa. Ok, boh ragazzi, direi che per qua direi stacco, che abbiamo fatto già abbastanza. Bene, vediamo di salire 700, del sangue, oppure anche gli artigli. Ah, 2000 ce ne vogliono. Ce ne va, ce ne va. Anche questo? Sì. Vabbè, mettiamo il volume del sangue. E basta. Ragazzi, ci salutiamo e ci vediamo alla prossima. Vediamo soltanto che cosa succede. Te pareva. Proprio adesso, Bastian.